Hey, stellar sixth grade students. I'm going to give this a shot and hope this is a good example. Um, so I've got a few examples of articles the students have sent. I'm going to use a few students being nice enough to let me use them as examples. This is a great article about rural poverty in Africa, describing the different degrees of poverty around the different parts of Africa. So it really describes the problem well, and it breaks it into parts: Western, Eastern, Northern. However, I was wondering if the student wanted to focus on poverty in this part of Africa, for example, the South or the North. Maybe there's specific reasons for poverty being extreme in those parts of Africa, because poverty in Africa is already very, very bad. So I just wonder if the student wanted to focus on a part of Africa to be more specific. It might be easier to write about, actually, than all of Africa. And there might be specific solutions for different parts of Africa. So that's a great article for problems, and unless the student wanted to focus on a certain part. Here we've got more Africa hunger and poverty facts about the economic systems that might be creating a problem. Conflict and war is a big reason for it. Environmental reasons, population growth reasons, lots of reasons. And these bibliographies here, sometimes articles come with their own bibliography, which those in themselves can be really great articles to look at, right? Conflict, security, and development is here. Yeah, global population growth, creating expanding cities, that's going to contribute to poverty. These could be bibliographies, and sources of other articles can be great sources themselves. This is not actually an article. So what the student found is a 17-page PDF written by someone named Maxwell. This looks like an article. This looks like an actual student essay from college or from a master's program. When you write a big essay in college or a master's program, you're going to have to write a table of contents, a cover page, an introduction. You have your actual essay itself. But if you look at the bottom here of each page, there's some articles in the footnotes, and then articles in the very last page, which are references. So he has a conclusion, a very short conclusion, and then he has some references. These could be articles that might be useful for your topic. But this paper itself, written by a kid named Maxwell, this is an actual, this is a really great example of another article of another student's research paper at a high level in college. So it definitely could be read if you're interested in looking at it, but I would not allow you to use it as a source. Okay. And then there's one more article here about ending poverty in Africa. It's not so long, it's short here, and then there's all these comments. Do you see comments? So it's really just this first few paragraphs, maybe 10 paragraphs. It would print out on 2 pages. I would say it's not that specific, and perhaps maybe you could find an article that is more specific or gives lots of different solutions, because there's so much information on the internet about this topic. So I would say keep looking. If this doesn't have enough information or solution ideas, definitely get a couple articles about solutions until you feel like you have enough information. Okay, another student is writing about a different topic. This topic is about whaling. Whaling Pro Con by Klaus Barthelmess, and this is an article that's more of a blog. If you look at this person is very, very passionate about this topic. So he's written a lot about, why it's bad for many different reasons, economic reasons for the economy, legally, what the laws are like for whaling. Just in general, whales are gentle giants. Just in general, why it's wrong to kill the animals themselves. So this is pro, con, it shows both sides fairly well. And this article, definitely I would say read it and make sure you think about all these different ideas. But in terms of quoting this article, you want something that's more reliable for facts, because he got these facts, like for example, the California gray whale has been hunted since 1962, and then they've killed almost 200 animals. Where did he get that fact? I don't know. And that's what You guys need to go to the articles that gave him that information. He probably went to something like this fact check article. He probably got his information from something like this. This is from ABC. I can trust this as a reliable source. This is from 2015. It's fairly recent, about a year old. He, those other types of blogs and things, they get facts from a place, but I don't know if he actually gave a citation or wrote his sources. No, he did not at the end of his article list the articles he used to get his information. So although this is interesting and it might be reliable, we don't really want to trust something, like this. This is Luna. I don't know what that website is. I would have to research if it's reliable. But the articles here, especially this fact check, would be great. It gives amazing facts about the whales that were killed since 1985, comparing different countries, very useful information. Talks about whaling for scientific purposes, for research. Talks about Aboriginal whaling, which is native peoples in the islands and the lands surrounding those oceans that have been whaling for centuries, and that's part of their culture, and that's an argument to continue whaling, to keep whaling. You've got another recent whale kills since in 2012 and 11. Japan specifically is its own, Japan is one of the biggest whaling communities in the world, so it talks about Japan. This would be a great article for the problem, to describe the problem. It's got much more facts in it. So if you choose only 3 articles, you want to get articles that are packed with information. Here's an article that describes the problem, but it's really short. It's not very long here, and then it goes into the comments sections. These are comments. I would say this article is okay, but it doesn't have a lot of information about either solutions or problems. So it might be one you want to keep looking. You might want to go up into the search. This is Greenpeace, and they do all kinds of they give all kinds of information about these types of issues. So if we Googled or searched within their website whaling, look, all kinds of great articles about whaling. Iceland is its own huge economy for whaling. Whaling moratorium is a law against whaling that was recently started. This might be a great article about solutions. Yep, putting an end to commercial whaling. That might be a good article, and clicking around on that website might be good. This is about the United States phasing out whaling. I don't know if you can read that. Oops, nope. Let's go back. This is a United States law to United States leading an effort to stop whaling, and ultimately wanting to end it in Japan, Norway, and Iceland specifically. So this describes a solution here. What I might say to a student would be, find out more about this law. This was actually in 2010, so what's happened since 2010? If the United States tried to pass a law with the International Whaling Commission, like, is there a way to Google and look up what's happened since, what's happening more recently? Because you want new recent articles to talk about what's happened most recently, what laws have worked most recently, or what laws have not worked most recently to solve these types of problems. So thinking about that. So no, don't use that article. This could be used. This could be used, but there's more. I would say continue looking. And this is a great article to use. I hope this was helpful. Find 3 articles with as much information as possible in each about problems and solutions. Bye.